My Intelligent Qigong with Images, Bracket 2, presented by Tim Lee, date October 2020. Caution: this presentation in part have contents and images that may be strange at first glance, feel disturbed to the viewer. When these conditions occur, you may wish to stop or skip to the next slide to view its other relaxing contents until your mind is settled, then view again. If it might disturb you, it may be better to watch it in the daytime when you are not alone. The Qigong images may occur in any time and anywhere. This presentation may contain different places, different person, different time, and different content. The images appear in very short time, typically 10 seconds, and not repeatable. I record where I was then. It was history. Inconvenience to others is to be avoided. The Qigong images came without words. The author wishes to describe its appearance based on its situation, to let the viewer understand the image occurrence conditions. It might tell you that there is such a kind of image. The other interpretations, inductive conclusions, are all a matter of viewpoint. This presentation may contain sex organ, adult contents. This presentation may be viewed like a photo album. The viewer may flip to an interested image, then to view its content. It shall not affect the understanding to the nature of Qigong intelligence it brings. 410A appeared in nap. This time I was dozing on an airplane. I saw a steel pipe in white paint. It was very neat. I considered it was the airplane's facility. On the top left, there was an inspection cover welding on. The pipe connected two kitchen cabinets. Qigong images were interesting in that sometimes it appeared as shrink image of real objects. Even the tiny details we ignored in daily life could be seen. 410B appeared in nap. This day I was on an airplane to Korea, Seoul for work. Closed my eyes, I saw the outside of an airplane like so. The Korean airplane had aerodynamic bulges at the cockpit. It was sufficient to determine it was the airplane that I was sitting in. I thought the information signal was coming from the aircon. Airflow to my seat. This image shall belong to external Qi signal. 410C appeared in closed eyes. The flight was almost arriving above the city Seoul. In dozing, I saw two persons praying in front of tombs. From the outlook of the tombs, they were Korean style. If this was remote viewing, I should have a bird's eye view from above. Yet this image was on ground level. I consider the signal was coming from crew member walking by in the airplane. This image shall belong to residual signal. 410D appear in closed eyes. This is daytime. I closed my eyes and saw this. An elliptical shape. It was a shadow of the eye. Since it was a single eye, I might call it the third eye, with a fracture reflecting the situation. The Qi had burst through the third eye. 410E appear in closed eyes. This afternoon, made use of my time, I closed my eyes and saw a Tai Chi started to slowly rotate in counterclockwise. This image shall belong to internal vision. 412A appeared in closed eyes. This night I was already in Korea, Seoul. I had dinner with friends and drank alcohol quite a lot. I returned to the hotel and quickly went to bed. I awoke in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., and saw the black sky, full of galaxies. Such a scene could only be seen in astronomy auditorium or using a very powerful telescope. I wanted to watch more. I threw my head into the blanket and appreciated the galaxies viewing. This image shall belong to remote viewing. 412B appeared in closed eyes. By now I realized that yesterday the rotation of the Tai Chi could have a great effect. It brought about a rotating time tunnel. Following the disappearance of the galaxies, it came a long rotating time tunnel made of gas rotating counterclockwise deep down. It was interesting. When I wanted to see something, it would display at the entrance. For example, I wanted to see airplane. The gas would seem to search for same. When it was found, an airplane displayed. I wanted to see my year. There was it, on the entrance right. The target object was in black and white, not a real object. The image belonged to remote viewing. 412C appeared in closed eyes. Following next, I thought about my father's illness. I wanted to know his condition. What could he be doing at home in Hong Kong? And so the stream of Qi rotated, displaying his upper body laying down. His ribs and heart could be seen through. This image displayed he was sleeping. It was 2 a.m. in Hong Kong time. My father's sleep was reasonable to me. The image belonged to remote viewing. 412D appeared in closed eyes. Lastly, I thought about Earth. It displayed on top left corner. It only displayed a small portion of the Earth's vertical horizon and its cyclone. The two slashes were cyclone. That horizon might be where I was, Seoul, Korea. I thought of the sun. The lower left corner was it. The middle part of the sun was gray, not glaring. I thought about Saturn, upper right corner. Comet Halley. It displayed a white comet. Later, the white turned weak. Before it faded out, chunks of dry ice structure could be seen. I thought about my nose. It was also displayed lower right. This night was indeed a wish-fulfilling night, seeing so much. 412E appeared in closed eyes. My hotel room had a toilet separated by a brick wall on my right-hand side, next to my bed, so I would not see the toilet while laying down. This night, following the above images, when I thought about the toilet, it displayed this image. It was a transparent vision. It was interesting to note that even the normal unseen features, the internal structure of the toilet bowl on the left was shown. 414A appeared in dream state. This morning, almost wake-up time, I saw images like these. One on the left, I consider it was the Earth. The straight line was the ground horizon. Perhaps because I was situated on Earth, I would not see a globe. The two outer rings would be the Earth's atmosphere. Later on, another image came. It was the sun. Because of the third eye structure, the sun rays were not straight lines. It displayed to me in this way. The sun rays became discontinuous due to interference when the lights were bent in the third eye. The outer circle was the boundary of the third eye. Beyond the pupil was the true third eye, the pineal gland. The sun rays were not strong, comfortable to look at. The core of the sun was black. This image shall belong to remote viewing. 417A appeared in closed eyes. Early this morning, I got on a car to the airport. By chance, I closed my eyes and saw this image. It was another form of display, the third eye. In it, when the red spot faded, my forehead meridian hole, Tenmu, felt a few pulses. 418A appeared in closed eyes. This day I was with colleagues in Thailand manning a business seminar. During recess, I went to the washroom where I closed my eyes and saw this image. It looked like some kind of animal. The resolution was very high. That two eyes were bright like headlights of cars. What can this be? I thought about it a long time. I remember someone had used a flashlight to take photographs in the seminar. Until recess, I closed my eyes. The flashlight residual light still remained in my eyes. The two white portion was the context of the internal vision. It might be the meridian hole near the anus, Mei Lü. This image shall belong to internal vision. 419A appeared in dream state. This morning I was still in Thailand. In dream state, I saw a stage platform. There were a group of people and a conductor. It was a musical program. 419B appeared in dream state. Almost wake-up time, I saw a lot of gold-colored dots of light. I consider this was the third eye development process. 420A appeared in dream state. This day, I saw a beautiful blue sky. In it, there was a white line drawn out, an airplane tail wing with a white dot. This image shall belong to external Qi signal. 422A appeared in dream state. This day I was already in Singapore. In the morning, already wake-up time, I saw these two images. The left came out first. It was another form of the Tai Chi. I referred it as 3. Later came out, it was an iron bucket with 3 Chinese words in red paint. Dumb chicken bones, meaning the bucket was for containing removed chicken bones. I did not come across a bucket like that. It might be for private use by a local hawker store. This image belonged to external Qi signal. 423A appeared in nap. Morning time, I was still in hotel room, Singapore, waiting for my friend to come. In dozing, I saw the outside situation of the hotel. There was a Western lady wearing a deep blue upper dress. The fine quality of the dress with embedded flower pattern could be seen. After that, I also saw a hotel door guard. This image shall belong to external Qi signal. 424A appear in nap. This afternoon, sitting in seminar room, I dozed and saw a purple-blue necklace pendulum, rotating and flashing. Later on, I saw some silver-white dots. The golden pendant shall belong to external Qi signal. The light dots shall belong to Qi gasification phenomenon. 424b appeared in Qigong practice. This night in Qigong practice, I saw this image, like it was scanned out by Qi, a bizarre scene of a pillar big wave rolling. Next, when I practiced the third set of Qigong, shape spirit stand, a movement called the dragon head, I swung my head like an infinitive sign and saw somewhat like a dragon head. It was because my head swung around. The room light came through my eyelid. The reflection of the light created this effect. 424c appeared in Qigong practice. This image was an effect of a move called the dragon head in the third set of the Qigong, shape spirit stand. It was like a hole was developing. 424d appeared in Qigong practice. This image was also appeared in Qigong practice. It was like a flying saucer UFO. The next image was like a modulated waveform. 429a appeared in dream state. This day I was still outstationed in Singapore for work. Early morning in dream state, I saw this image of a person standing on an auto walkway like those in the airport. He dressed in blue color, Chinese Zhongshanzhong. It was interesting that he was surrounded by golden powder. In my impression, his face was the former chairman of China, Hua Guofeng. I don't know whether His Honor Chairman Hua had actually visited Singapore as an ordinary citizen or not. I only had a few seconds to form an impression when the image appeared. Pardon me if I had mistaken. 429b appeared in Qigong practice. This was an emotional scene. It was seen during the 3 points combined stand. Except in the Chinese history that we had the mother of Yu Fei used a needle to tattoo her son's back as good loyalty to the country. I believe no one did the same. On the right, I redrew the needle in blow-up view. What kind of needle was it? Had flaring end. Perhaps the mother's hand was in squiggling motion. The light could not fix up the needle shape. Yet the needle point was clearly seen. In the middle was a long table in front of a wall. Why did I receive such a signal? Would it be from a wax museum? Was it released from my embedded Qi signal in my body? This stream of thoughts might lead to my ancestor being a servant there, to have seen the historic event. 429c appeared in Qigong practice. When I practiced until the 3 points combined stand, I closed my eyes and saw this image. A person was sitting in nail-down position. The neck was elongated. Furthermore, he was in ancient clothing. Yet, wearing ancient clothing might not meant to be an ancient person. A modern man wearing a costume would look ancient too. But practicing meditation would make a neck to grow long, like this was puzzling. I consider this was due to my meridian holes have resistance. Image might got distorted in the formation process. Because of undetermined age era and distortion, this image shall belong to body embedded signal. 429D appeared in nap. Afternoon, I returned to the hotel room. I took rest, dozed, and saw a female butt had a ring of birthmark. This image shall belong to external Qi signal. After that, it came another image of the third eye. It was like myself standing there practicing Qigong with both hands lifted. This was interesting to note that the third eye images often has a dot light in it. The dot light might be the lighted up optical nerve entry point, optical disc. 4:30 appeared in nap. I was dozing on the airplane. I saw a beam of blue light was running in straight line around a counterclockwise direction. Until it came to the center, it changed into zigzag direction clockwise and scanned out this pattern. About 3 seconds later, I saw a human head and dissection view of the brain, yet it was not very clear view. 4:30B appeared in dream state. These few images were seen in dream state. The left one was the hindbrain oblongata. The middle was a spinal nervous system. The last was another display form of the third eye. These images belong to internal vision. 5:02 appeared in nap. I was on an airplane. During dozing, I saw a page of adult magazine. Perhaps someone was reading it on the airplane. Another image indicated someone had been there bending down on the aisles, sorting out luggage. The first image was in real paper texture. The second image was residual signal. When I opened my eyes, no one was on the aisles. 5:02B appeared in nap. These images were also seen on the airplane dozing. It was the third eye display, a female breast wearing bra. It might be the passenger sitting one seat in front of me. It might worth notice that on her right chest there was a pattern. It seemed metallic. If it were not an implant, it might be a tattoo or an ornament clipped on her shirt. The third eye image also had that dot of light. A while later, again I saw a calculator display 75.4. I consider it as there was someone using a calculator on the airplane. These images belong to external Qi signal. 5:03 appeared in nap. This day I was in Shanghai. I came back to a hotel in the afternoon to take rest. While dozing, I saw a Western lady came out of a shop. A few walking steps later, the image disappeared. Later, I saw a Western gentleman in a shop requesting the shopkeeper to take out a specimen to look. When he pointed, his finger shot a beam. However interesting this might be, I did not know where that shop location. The image shall belong to external Qi signal. Appeared in closed eyes. In making use of time, in a toilet I closed my eyes and saw this image. It was a male sex organ. The white patch and the black dot were part of the third eye. The sex organ was displayed in black and white. In this image, there was a stream of white Qi gas, drew in blue, propelling from the scrotum to the penis. My penis was not erected at the time, not correlating to the Qi rush. I consider it as after a time delay, then display it as it was. The image belonged to internal vision. 504B appeared in nap. In the afternoon, I took a taxi back to the hotel in Shanghai. Because of work, I stood the whole day. Soon I dozed in the taxi. I saw this image. It was an atomic structure. At the time, my left hand was supported on the taxi seat. I consider this as the qi came in to my palm through the meridian hole Lu Gong, then into my optical nerve to display this image. I consider it was the sofa seat spring, which was heated up by the internal combustion engine's heating effect, a sublimation of a qi signal from the sofa spring. 504C appeared in nap. This night practiced until the three-point combined stand. I saw this image. It had a lot of red light lines from outside to inside, rushing towards the black spot. And that black spot was the entrance of the eye's hyoid canal. This image shall belong to internal vision. 504D appeared in dream state. It was easy to recognize and see that this was a male sex organ. This image shall belong to internal vision. 504E appeared in dream state. This was past midnight. I became awoke and saw this image. I consider this as the situation of myself laying in bed. The qi had gathered in my chest, displayed in white. This image shall belong to internal vision. 504E appeared in dream state. This was past midnight. I became awoke and saw this image. I consider this as the situation of myself laying in bed. The qi had gathered in my chest, displayed in white. This image shall belong to internal vision. 505A appeared in dream state. This was a female dressed in light blue with squared collar. I consider this was a waitress I might have seen in the daytime. This image shall belong to memory recall. 505B appear in dream state. This came after the above image. It was the hair of a lady. This image shall belong to memory recall. 505C appeared in closed eyes. I was on an airplane sitting, closed my eyes and saw this image. It was a male sex organ. In the image, even the shadow of the urinary tract was displayed. In the middle, the dot of white light was the characteristics of the third eye. This image shall be displayed by the third eye. This image shall belong to internal vision. 505D appeared in Qigong practice. This image came during my Qigong practice at night. Until the 3 points combined stand, closed eyes I saw it. A stream of yellow qi along a counterclockwise direction from high up snoozed down into a hole. I consider this as a qi development process. The qi had opened up the meridian hole on top of my head, Bai Hui. This qi has entered Bai Hui. This image shall belong to internal vision. 506A appeared in closed eyes. This image was seen in closed eyes while sitting on an airplane. It was a male sex organ. This image shall belong to internal vision. 506B appear in closed eyes. This was another image. It was a male sex organ. This image shall belong to internal vision. 506C appeared in nap. This time on an airplane, I dozed, closed my eyes and saw this image. I saw a lump of qi perched out from the nipple. The outer circle was a part of the third eye. This image shall belong to internal vision. 506D appeared in closed eyes. This was also the content of internal vision. I consider this as the meridian hole at the anus, Mei Lu. This image shall belong to internal vision. 507A appeared in dream state. First image came was a hand. The fourth finger was longer and the thumb was bigger. Next image came was the meridian hole on the brain, Bai Hui. The last image was an old man dressed in ancient clothes. 508A appeared in Qigong practice. These two images appeared during Qigong. The 3 points combined stand in closed eyes condition. The left was another form of the 3. The right was a Buddhism symbol. This image appeared to be in the meridian hole Bai Hui. I consider this as the qi entered the Bai Hui and molded out this symbol. 509A appeared in closed eyes. This was the detailed form of the third eye seen in closed eyes. It was a slender shadow of the eye. The center ball object was the eye pupil, like a lotus flower. The peripheral objects were cell structures, with spacing in between, formed like petals, flared out from the lotus. This image shall belong to internal vision. 515A appeared in dream state. This time I was in Singapore for outstation work. In bed, almost wake-up time in the morning, I saw this image. In the darkness night, there was a golden yellow moon. On the horizon ground, there were 2 golden yellow hills and 2 persons walking there. It was a bizarre scene. There were no trees around. I consider it possible that the ground was the moon and the moon was the earth. This image shall belong to external qi signal. 517A appeared in dream state. Today I was still in Singapore. Morning in dream state, there was a man sitting on a wooden box in bright daylight. He was wearing a gray hat and in yellow gown. Behind the box he sat was a gray holding board. Pretty soon he stood up and walked away. Singapore was modern already. Seldom would I see yellow gown. A monk normally in gray color. This image shall belong to external qi signal. 518A felt in Qigong practice. This was felt during Qigong practice. The 3 points combined stand. In front of my eyes, I felt there was a river. Yet when I looked more attentively, there was no image. 520A appeared in dream state. This day the image came was a red dot light. After that came the large brain's transparent view as this. 527A appeared in nap. This was a dozing scene. A 3 was seen. 538 appeared in dream state. In dream state, I saw a woman. Her neck was hurt. 6:30b appeared in nap. This was seen while dozing on the bus. It was like a section of the movie with motion. I thought it was days ago I watched a television program talked about the development zone of the China Shenzhen. This image shall belong to memory recall. 601A appeared in Qigong practice. This was seen in Qigong practice, 3 points combined stand. It was another form of the third eye. This image shall belong to internal vision. 602A appeared in closed eyes. This image was seen on a bus. Sitting opposite to me was a lady. This image shows how the third eye displayed her legs. 604A felt in closed eyes. This image was felt in closed eyes condition, yet it was very clear. It seemed there was a female doing meditation in a lecture room. Behind her was a big slideshow decoration. On the right was a podium. Now that I thought of it, it may be my alma mater, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor lecture room. Yet I did not have any impression of seeing people meditate in there over 20 years ago when this image appeared. Total time lapsed 46 years now. 604B felt in closed eyes. This was in Qigong practice. A feeling appeared. Mr. Masa Furumoto was one of my classmates at the university. He was Japanese. The image on the left, it was like I walked by outside his house. The door plate engraved his name. And then outside was a lorry truck, which appeared to be a dedicated truck for animals. And the sign would correspond to Japanese kanji. Me and Furumoto had not been in contact since my graduation. I don't know his address now, so I consider this Qi signal might have been collected previously when we met over 20 years ago. This image shall belong to embedded Qi signal. 605A appeared in nap. This day I was dozing on an airplane. Suddenly I saw a fist striking towards me. I awoke, realized nothing happened, then fell asleep again. I saw a black shadow, a man wearing a boxing glove. Later on, a seat before me, a person stood up, went to the toilet. I noticed his arm had tattoo. This situation, I could tell that the man was a boxer. I was on the plane to Thailand. He could be a Thai boxer. An unknown person's profession could be recognized from the Qi signal. It was the Qigong Intelligence. 605B appeared in nap. This was also seen on the airplane. I did not know who was pregnant. 605C appeared in nap. This was also seen on the airplane. It was an apron and a shirt sleeve. I consider this as being worn by an air hostess. Yet I did not know exactly who the hostess was. The image shall belong to external Qi signal. 605D appeared in dream state. The airplane was about to descend, landing in Thailand, Bangkok. Again, I fell in dream state. While dozing, I saw an airplane was finally approaching, touched down, rolling on the ground. One of its wheels flew out, created a big shock wave. I thought, wouldn't it be a prediction that my flight might have an accident event? Just as I thought, I heard a round of applause. It was the passengers in the airplane clapping their hands, because we already had an ever super safe soft landing. The next day, on the BBC News, I got to know that there was an mishap to the China passenger plane. Later, news also reported to have a plane mishap in Turkey. From the image that I saw, the cockpit was rather sharp, wings more slender, indicated that it was a military plane. I consider this as related to the plane mishap in Turkey. This image shall belong to remote viewing. 606A appeared in dream state. This time I was outstation working in Thailand. Morning almost wake up. I saw an image like this, like a front yard gate. The pillar was light pink color. The fence was light apple green color, with some X circle pattern. Behind the fence on the left was a white cow. On the right was a white tiger. The white tiger was very much like crafted by crystal glass. The image shall belong to external Qi signal. 606B appeared in dream state. A moment later, another image came was interesting. On the ground there was some grass, a big hole, and nuggets of gold. Regrettably, there was not enough background optics to tell where this hole might be. Otherwise, I would have gotten rich. This image shall belong to external Qi signal. 606A appeared in closed eyes. This image was seen in my make use of time. Just closed my eyes and saw this image. Often it was like looking down to see myself standing. I consider this as the Qi signal received into the meridian hole, Bai Hui, on the brain. This image shall belong to external Qi signal. 607A appeared in dream state. My dream state began with a flash of image. I saw the Chinese Beijing People's City Hall. Then there were some staircases with people in walking movement. I consider this scene was seen on the TV. This image shall belong to memory recall. 610A appeared in closed eyes. This image appeared when I do my time usage. I closed my eyes at leisure and I saw a snake with head hanging down like so. Where was this snake? I did not know. It was daytime. It could be an instantaneous Qi signal. This image shall belong to remote viewing. 611A appeared in dream state. This time I was in Singapore. In dream state I saw a person sleeping, and the face was red as the Chinese idol god, Quan Gong. Yet his face was me. When I awoke, I looked at my pillow was white. The blanket cover was also white. I consider this image was the reflection of Qi development. The blood Qi had filled up my face, displayed as red. 611B appeared in closed eyes. Soon later, I saw a piece of black, transparent thin film with some red pattern. I consider this as an internal vision of bone. 611C appeared in closed eyes. This image was also a piece of black, thin film. I consider this as a bone's internal vision. 612A appeared in dream state. This time I was still in Singapore. In dream state, I saw on the hotel room ceiling there was something like an exhaust fan. The image was very real, like the situation of looking through a blue filter. The metallic part of the exhaust fan could also be seen clearly. It was possible that the qi was being received during bathing. This image shall belong to external qi signal. 612b appeared in closed eyes. Following the above image, I already awoke. I was laying down looking at the false ceiling. The exhaust fan image was still there. Whether I closed my eyes or opened, the image was still there. Would it be a transparent vision of the exhaust fan hiding behind the ceiling? But I thought the location was very close to the window, not very likely to have installation of exhaust fan there. The red dot on the right next to the fan was an LED light. I understood it was for Muslims to pray due true north. Such a strong vision seemed in open or closed eyes. It was also called psychological projection. 612c appeared in dream state. Following the above image, I consider it as a transparent view of the body skin. It indicated the situation of the blood qi filled to the skin. This image shall belong to internal vision. 613a appeared in nap. This time I was in Singapore. In dozing, I saw a woman sitting on the floor. Behind her was a steel-webbed fence, supported by two green poles. This image shall belong to external qi signal. 613b appeared in nap. This time I was still in Singapore. This was a typical dynamic miracle. This was a yellow soil wall, a lane in the middle, a female walking into the lane. When the female had walked some distance, she disappeared into the mountain on the right. And then a gray eagle flew by. She rolled onto the eagle and flew away. This image displayed a fairy tale story content. To be continued. See my Qigong with images, bracket 3. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Peace to the world.